welcome back to my channel. First things first, if you hear my daughter in the background, she's just down there playing with her Finding Nemo playset while I get this story time started. So today, my story time, mentality matters, what we're going to be talking about. And if you haven't already, check out my last video, the finding time, prioritizing video. And just an announcement, I will start to have a schedule in place as far as what type of videos I'm going to upload throughout the week. It's still in the works, but stay tuned for that. I think I am going to keep my story times on Saturday for Saturday story times and kind of go from there. And if you have not visited my channel before, I post mom videos, planning videos, budgeting, and unboxing. So if you want to listen to today's video about why mentality matters and how I learned that it matters, stay tuned. Also, if you see me looking down a lot, I do have my notes right here in front of me, so don't think I'm being shifty or weird. I have here, so the first thing is why mentality matters so much. Aside from just like your mental state and your overall wellness and well-being, your mentality towards situations and budgeting in your life is just an overall life skill that you should have and apply to everything. It changes how you approach things, how you react to things, everything like that. It is also really good, if you have a really good mentality toward things, it can help you start to be more self-aware. Having self-awareness is one of those things where if you've ever gotten secondhand embarrassment, you're like, oh my God, how does that person not know how awkward they're being right now? It's because they don't have good self-awareness. So unless you want to be that person, that's something that you might want to start working on, and definitely something that I continue to work on myself. And then as a mom, having a positive, not even necessarily just a positive mentality, but an accurate mentality toward things helps you set a great example as a mother. Especially as a single mother, that child, my daughter, is focusing on you at all times. They're watching everything you're doing. And even as an infant, a lot of people think, oh, there's just a baby, they don't know what's going on. But even that early on, that's when they start to recognize how you react to things, how you can have a rough time and bounce back from that. If they've never known anything different other than handling stressful situations well and how to be flexible, then that's something that they're going to apply for the rest of their life as well. Kind of thinking about, like, for example, like I work in a twos classroom at a daycare and I teach 2-year-olds all day. And you see them have meltdowns over the tiniest thing. Granted, they're kids, that's what they're going to do, but that stems from how they see other people reacting to things. So anything you can do to help them better understand themselves through how they see you handle and curate yourself, that's always going to be the most important thing. Having a positive or accurate mentality about things also helps you to make better decisions, not only financially, where if you have a budget you stick to it per se, but it helps you make better decisions as far as being impulsive. If you're self-aware and you're thinking, oh, I know that I just want to go out and hang out, but I also know myself and I know I'm going to hate it tomorrow because I have work, then maybe you won't go out. And it helps you to better follow your own steps in making decisions instead of just, oh, I'm just going to do this because whatever, it's fine. And that's what I used to do all the time. Literally, that's how I ran my life, and then my beautiful daughter happened. And then you have to start doing things differently. I don't really know how to explain it. The light switch that comes on in your head as a mother. For most people, I understand everyone is different, but especially for me, you just become this completely different person, and not even in a bad way. I am improved in many ways, especially in my mentality, the way I think about things, because of her. So it's honestly, it just makes you more intentional about everything that you do, because you know someone's watching and you have more of a purpose. Now, I want to talk about mentality. Now we know why it's important. I want to talk about mentality in a financial standpoint, especially when making large purchases. a lot of times how we get caught up in using up all of our paycheck and we're like, where did it go? Even aside from budgeting, is impulse buys. Impulse buys kill budgets. Unbudgeted items. Oh, I'll just do that real quick. The money's in my bank account. No, but it's yours, but it's not really yours because you have to give that money a purpose. It has a purpose, and unless you lay that out for yourself, you're going to run into issues and it's going to be gone. What I will say, as far as mentality applying to that, when you make a large purchase, be prepared to own it with confidence. If you're going to drop $1,000 here or $100 there on something, be like, yep, I purchased that because X, Y, and Z. And it doesn't have to make sense to someone else, but if it makes sense to you and you're completely confident in that decision, then it'll help prevent buyer's remorse. It helps you be more confident as a person in the way you carry yourself as well. Whenever you're confident in your purchases and you consciously tell yourself, hey, I know that I wanted to make this purchase and I did it, it also curbs impulsive behavior, because the more you do that, the more likely you are to realize when you're being impulsive, because you won't have that same confident feeling. You'll just be like, oh, you know, that's fine, whatever. It'll be a mental process. Mentality is something that's very intentional. It does not happen by accident. If it does, it's not usually for the better. And when you're intentional about those things, you start to recognize your own patterns. That's that self-awareness that I was talking about. So how do you really know when you're making an impulsive purchase versus something that you just forgot and, oh, that would be a really good thing to buy right now? These are the steps that I take, and it sounds long and drawn out just because I'm explaining it, but this is like fraction of a second timing and thinking about it. When you know it's impulsive, you ask yourself these things. Have you wanted it before you saw it? I'm walking through the toy aisle with my daughter. Why? Because apparently I don't want to save money. No, but if I see this really cool toy, but it's not something that I already knew that I wanted to get her, have I thought about that before? Have I thought, oh, you know, it would be really cute. She really needs this doll or whatever. She's 4 months. She doesn't need a doll. But just for example, and if I had that thought before and then I see it in the store, that's less impulsive because it's something you were already thinking about, and then those synapses were triggered in your brain to remember that, and that is less of an impulsive purchase. Still impulsive, but less so. How long have you been looking for this item? So say that pops up in your head. We're just going to keep using the doll as an example. And that was a couple of days ago. And you just see it and you're like, oh, boom, let's go ahead and get it. Well, that's different than if you've been thinking since the last Christmas, oh, I can't wait for her to get a baby doll. And I had American Girls when I was younger. And now I want to get the My Life size, whatever the new different brand of that is now. It's like you've been thinking about it. It's weighing on your mind. Every time you walk in to the store, you're like kind of keeping an eye out for it in the back of your mind, looking at prices and stuff. Then that's not impulsive at all. You weren't necessarily looking for that specific item at a specific price, but you have been thinking and searching for that thing. And once it kind of sparks joy, KonMari is someone who really has influenced me recently, and I really do believe in finding things that spark joy in your life. And if that's what that is for you, that's not impulsive. That's something that you should be doing. Budget aside, that's a whole nother situation, but that's how you know. Holden, did you want to say something? Gotta love it. The next thing is knowing why you want that. Do you want it because it would be cool? Do you want it because you saw somebody else have it? Do you want it because it really fills you with joy and you love it and you think it would make your life better? Just know why you want it. Don't just do things unintentionally. Be intentional about everything. And then, is it a want or is it a need? If I forgot to get Q-tips or forgot that I needed Q-tips and I'm in the store and I'm just walking out, oh, I should probably grab this toiletry item, or I should grab some shampoo because I'm actually out at home and I forgot. Holden. Be right back. Ah! Did you want to say hi, Holden? You are done playing on the floor. That is my hair. Thank you. Ah! Thank you very much. I'll take that right back to my scalp. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Ha! So, I guess we are going to be doing the rest of this video. Let's turn her toy off. Okay. Where were we? So, is it a want versus a need? Basically, is it something that you actually need, or is it just something that you want because you think it's cool, or for whatever reason you just don't need it, but it's something that you really want? Be able to identify that for yourself, and again, that's a part of being self-aware. And then the stocking up myth. So, another thing that I ran into when I was reading the KonMari book, was that stocking up really kind of is a myth, because it takes up a lot of space, depending on what it is. Say you have, for example, like toilet paper. Say you have like 100 rolls of toilet paper and there's one of you. You don't really need to stock up on that, just because for the amount of time it's going to take you to run out of it, it's just not necessary. Being able to see, like, do you need 5 bottles of shampoo all at once? And this also is what kind of kills your budget too, if you think you need to stock up on a bunch of stuff. Even if you wash your hair every single day, I guarantee you will not go through a bottle of shampoo in 2 weeks. And even if you do, you can buy it again in 2 weeks and you get paid again. It's just not necessary. It takes up a bunch of space. It keeps things cluttered. And you just don't, it's just not necessary. So many interruptions. Okay. Stocking up, it's a myth. Don't do it. Don't attack me in the comments. It's a matter of opinion, but I just don't personally believe it's necessary. Coupons aren't what they used to be. Extreme couponing isn't necessary either. Taking up entire volumes of space in your home is just unnecessary. Yes, Mama. Yes. Hello. You're showing everybody your butt. No, thank you. Did you want a toy? Did you want Horton? Oh. Okay. Now we can listen to Maggie down here. Stuck on this binky. Okay. So now I kind of want to tell you about a time that I personally made a really large purchase and how that affected my mentality and what I decided to do moving forward. So if you watched my previous video about my cash envelopes and sinking funds, then you know that I recently purchased a MacBook Pro on sale from Best Buy, and at the time I didn't have it the money specifically allotted to that. I had plenty of funds to actually make the purchase in cash, but it was a part of my emergency fund and a few other funds, etc. A few cash envelopes actually, and because the sale was ending the next day, I understand that that just applies pressure to the situation, but I had actually been looking for one for years and years, and this is the first time that I'd actually saved up money of my own for up to over $1,000, and I actually was able to get it for only $1,200 including tax. And if you know anything about MacBook Pros, especially the newer models, that's almost unheard of. So that also included my Kate Spade case, as well as an attachment so that I could use my SD card and a bunch of other ports. But I did that, and it was something that I wasn't too confident about at the time, but I did give thought about it because I was actually there to visit the Genius Bar to recycle some laptops. And once I got done with that, I did try a leasing option. They have this new leasing thing where you can lease without using your credit, and it goes based on your bank account, but you can't like pay a portion of it down to start the leasing for whatever you get approved. Whatever you get approved for, that has to be less than that dollar amount. So I couldn't use that. I could get an Apple Watch or something with it, but if it's not something I want, I'm not about to waste time leasing something. So anyways, as far as the mentality portion of that, it did cause some anxiety because I do live with my parents, and although technically it's my money, I don't want to, it stresses me out to hear about it later. So I did make sure they had a return policy. I made sure that they had a return policy of 15 days, and I came home and I talked to them about it, and they did not agree with that purchase, but this is where the confidence portion comes in. I did decide, you know, this is something that I wanted for a very long time. It's my money. I saved up for it. It may not be the traditional route, and everyone might not agree with it, but I'm confident, and it's something that I wanted to do. So I buckled down, made the purchase, and it's something that I have, I enjoy, I don't regret it at all, and I just know that what the consequences of that is that I need to save up more money, which I would have been doing anyway. With that being said, so if you enjoyed this, please don't forget to give it a like, and comment down below a large purchase that you have made and how that made you feel. How did you reconcile that with your budget? Let me know down in the comments. And if you are a mommy and you understand this right here, go ahead and give it a like. Like, comment, subscribe, select that notification bell down below so that you don't miss any more of my future videos, and check out that last video that I posted, and I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Bye.